guy at the top being like, well, for economic reasons, I need to fire 10,000 people, right? And then all down the line, everyone's like, oh, economy shit. It's like, no, one guy made a fucking decision and it fucked over so many people so that he could get another fucking vote. Like, it's bullshit. Like, how many space cruisers do these guys need, Green? I'm telling you, we get all around the galaxy in the Moonshine. These guys, they never even use their ships. They just, like, collect them. And, like, they're, like, firing people for it, you know? It's bullshit.
I always wondered if these people are just like, because they're just big fish in small pond, like, the 12 richest people in this universe right now probably all know each other, and they're just like high school antics, jealousy, and they're using their influence to get others to think like them. That's just what it feels like to me.
Granny, I can't have you starting with your dark orbit nonsense. There's no grand conspiracy controlling the cosmos, okay? There's just a few bad actors doing a few bad things, all right? Like, you need to calm down. You got a little worked up, on Brenner 7. I wasn't there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. But listen, Green, you just go. It'll be easy. You just go over there. You just talk to Jeeves. Get the next assignment.
That's easy for you to say.
I gotta ride. I gotta ride up to the top floor. I gotta talk to management.
What are you going?
Okay.
No. Since when?
So Greeny, I got a message while you were successfully delivering the package to the postman. I got a message. I don't know, man. You've gotten these messages before. I mean, I don't carry my jib jab with me like you, so I only read part of it. But I got to go up there. I don't know. They're probably going to be like, "Hey, you didn't fly the right route or something." I'll be like, "Listen, guys,
Captain, I think you've forgotten in our canon history, Lord, that I am telepathic. So I know you're going to go see your previous dog."
Green, first of all, you're not telepathic. You're only telepathic in this elevator, which is why, frankly, I wanted to go up later with you. I thought you could ride by yourself with your own thoughts instead of just reading my mind the whole time. But Greeny, if you could read my mind, then there's no reason for us to talk anymore. This is your floor. You know exactly what I think you should do. You could do it or not, Greeny. Greeny, I'll meet you down. Greeny, I'll meet you down in the garage by the Moonshine. All right, I'll be there. I'll be waiting for you.
All I'll say is, tell Mississippi I said hey, and tell her that I think that the divorce was pretty good. I think it worked in her favor. Okay.
All right, I will do that. Thank you.
I think I'm going to have to bullshit this. I have no idea how we're going to get away with this, but I'm definitely not going back to Brenner 7. God damn it, I can't fucking find the receipt. Where did the receipt go? The invoice. Where is it?
Oh, hey there. How you doing?
Oh, wow.
How may I help you today?
Nothing like a beetle that a dingo ate my baby, Mix. Hey, Jeeves.
Welcome to the Nothing Corporation offices. How may I help you?
Okay, I can see that I'm not dealing with the same Jeeves as before. Jeeves, I hope you're a man of...
I mean, I'm a Jeeves bot. How are you?
Jeeves, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a day. I really need your help, Jeeves. Can you help me?
Absolutely. What's your identification number?
Eesh. I think it's 42069.
Oh, are you Alvin Michael Green?
Nope, that's not me. Try again. 4206987.
Oh, I see. Are you Mr. Alvin Michael Green?
Yes, that is me.
How may I help you today?
I just wanted to come back and get a new shipment to send out to a new planet. Totally ready for that next package, that next mystery box of the J.J. Abrams variety.
You're going to be taking another delivery gig, are you?
Aye, crikey, a dingo at my baby. Yeah, you stupid robot.
Excuse me, sir. Are you feeling hostile? Should we call security?
No. I'll just take one of those nothing corp chill pills that you guys pass out when people get angry too often. If you got one of those, that'd be great.
We'll have one of the administration bots come around and administer to you in the right time.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's go.
Yes.
Click on this thingamajig.
Oh, yeah, the thingamajig. These are super high-tech and advanced. We spent a lot of monies on these at the Nothing
All
Corp.
right. Excuse me. Could you? Where was that last delivered to?
Brenner 7. Yeah, we just got back from there. Everything's good. The package
All
was
right.
delivered.
Well, all right. Well, it says here he's still in transit.
Well, that's wrong. The computer's wrong. I don't know what to tell you, Jeeves.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at my screen right here, and it's saying you ain't turned it in.
You ain't turned it in. God, you're annoying. All right, Jeeves, what can we do here? I don't
Excuse me,
have
sir.
the
Would
package.
you like an administration of a sedative?
Let's start over, Jeeves. Let's start over. I need a J.J. Abrams mystery box to deliver to a new place because the last one I delivered to Postman Bobbert's, which he works for you.
Excuse
Okay.
me, sir. I've never been to Brenner 7. I only know what the screen tells me. We don't have any record of a Postman Bobbert's working on which Brenner 7. Would you say Brenner 1078D?
Yes, that one.
Brenner 1078D saved to memory.
I sure hope so.
The Jeeves bot will remember that.
Jeeves. Okay. All right. So we can get a new box. We're good. We're good to go. We can do this thing.
No. So we absolutely get you a new box. You just got to turn your old box in.
Damn it, Jeeves. I don't have the old box. What don't you get?
All right. Well, we can give you a negative 78 credit balance.
Oh, negative 78. Can that get me all the way back down to the parking lot?
Well, so that would bring you off the second page of the leaderboard and would disqualify you for future gigs.
Are you kidding me? You know I have a mouth. I have mouths to feed at home here, Jeeves. You're really sandbagging
Well, sir, I don't think
You're
I
taking
can.
the
It doesn't
wind out
look
of my
like you have a mouth
sails.
to me.
I had mouths to feed, not my mouth. Other mouths. Okay, Jeeves? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Because you didn't pass the Turing test.
Listen, what you're gonna have to do is go get the box and bring it back here. We simply can't. You don't have the credits for two J.J. Abrams mystery boxes, sir.
Can you tell that administration robot to go ahead and volume?
All right, I'll put this on the Moonshine account, sir. Your personal account.
Actually, you know what? Put it on Captain Raymond Tracy's account, his personal.
Absolutely. So the only thing we could do is charge other people for things they didn't do. That's what we do.
I expect nothing less from the Nothing Corp. Thank you, Jeeves. Feel free to charge double.
Will do.
Hey, Captain. What are you doing?
Hey, Greenie. I noticed that you're, walking pretty good there. Nothing laboring you down. I assume this is good things. Have we been upgraded to better jobs than delivery?
Captain, it's better than you can imagine. Because
better than I
one,
can imagine. Green, I can imagine. Green, one time I saved the universe. So, I don't even have to imagine that great thing happening. So, imagine what I can imagine. And I will not be let down by what you say. Continue.
All right. Imagine this, okay? We're going to go back.
Greedy, Nate. No one ever imagined nothing like I'm imagining right now.
Imagine this. We're going back.
Back upstairs?
Sorry. Some of the medications they gave me are kind of mixing together. We got to go back to Brenner 7. And,
Greenie, I remember specifically having a conversation with you where you said you never wanted to go back to that plan. I said, don't worry, Greenie. We're never going back here. And then no one ominously said anything on a TV Like no Skull Pirates. Then like we're like, oh, that's not going to happen. So I'm surprised that it's happening again for the viewers at home. Greeny,
I understand.
why? Greeny, can I ask you a question? Why are we? So we have another delivery at Brenner 7, or we pick? Oh, it must be a pickup since you don't have a box. We're picking up a box at Brenner 7.
It's kind of like
from a certain point of view, we're picking up a box for Brenner 7.
Depending on which way you're coming or going, yeah, that's what we got to do.
Greeny, can I ask you a question? And Greeny, this comes from all love, no judgment. You know, we're best friends. Postman Bobberts was he let you down, huh, bud? You shouldn't have trusted Postman Bobberts. Is this?
Well, one could say that you are the captain leading this team. So if anything,
one could say,
that, and, you don't really quit your job, you quit your boss. So one could say it's really your fault.
One could say that, Greeny. And listen, Green, if you are the type of guy that doesn't want to take any personal responsibility for your actions, that's fine. But here's the thing, Greeny.
You ready?
Greeny, as long as we can do a super cool launch sequence, I'm down to go in. Because
as long as you don't ask why we're going back to Brenner 7, and as long as you just go along with the plan, which is to just sit back and relax on this one.
Can I ask you a question?
That's fine.
Is there any chance that next week I could hit someone with a wrench?
I think that is a total possibility.
Then let's go, boys.
In the distant future, out in space we roam, with nothing much to bother, but we still call it home. Planets full of nothing, and stars that fade away in the economy of nothing. We're here to save the day.
Captain, did you happen to see what one of your favorite directors said the other day about AI? Did you see that, Captain?
Was my favorite directors? Who's my favorite director that's alive? I was like, what did John Ford say? But no, I assume this has. I bet this is Odyssey related nonsense. So
it's actually not. Oh,
it's not Odyssey related nonsense.
No.
Okay.
No, and I was trying to make like a really funny joke of an. Oh man, who could I say that? Who would you be insulted by? Zack Snyder. Is Zack Snyder your favorite director?
Zack Snyder was my favorite director. I don't know. If you said Brett Ratner, probably that would insult me. I think if you're like
Rob Reiner, he's made some good stuff.
Dude, here's a weird thing though. Can we talk about Rob Reiner for a minute, and then we'll get back to it?
He got killed by his son, right?
Like, so here's the thing, and he got killed by his son, and then there were like all these tributes about like, Rob Reiner did all this great stuff or whatever. I don't know, man. Like. Cancel me or whatever, but like it feels like if your child killed you, you failed, right? That's game over, mission incomplete. Like you had one job, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, maybe if he had made less movies, his son wouldn't have wanted to kill him. I don't know, right? But like, it's one of these things where everyone's so dumb. Everyone's so self-involved. I think about it all the time where people are like nature versus nurture. I'm like, well, it's the parents. So it doesn't really matter. These like people are like, well, it's 50% the one parent, 50% the other person nature-wise, and it's the parents that are there. You know what I mean? Like it is 100%
nature happens no matter what. And what nature happens. The X factor is the nurture.
Right? Like it's like, okay, maybe you have shit DNA, but then that's kind of your fault. If you have or you raised them bad, but like it's your fault. Like I'm so sick and tired of every time there's like a school shooting or some fucking shit like this. Everyone's like, well, we couldn't have seen it coming. It's like, well, then you're all fucking idiots and culpable. Like how the fuck is this not someone's fault? Right? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like
I will say at least with that story, like they have made no one, like there is no, like TMZ / public outlets being like, you know, maybe if Rob Reiner spent less time making movies and more time
maybe
hugging
if
his
Rob
son,
Reiner
he
had
wouldn't
been
be
a better
dead right
father,
now.
right, he wouldn't be dead. Like if Rob Reiner had been a better father, maybe he wouldn't be dead. Like,
terrible, but
but
true.
no one has
It's so
no one has
true.
a problem me saying that about that guy that got shot at that Trump rally, right? Like, yeah, well, you
true,
know, if
yeah.
you'd been a better father and not taking your kids to a fucking 100-degree fucking Trump rally, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's just people silly because everyone needs to like justify their own nonsense. I don't know, Greeny. But Greeny?
Me neither. It's actually George Lucas is now selling out. He's saying that
George
AI
Lucas,
is
I
the
think he already
future
sold
of
out.
movies. I know, but he's now coming out and saying that it's the future of movies.
Yeah, well, maybe we take the things old George Lucas. Dude, it is one of these things where I think about it, I'm like, no, these people have outlived their fucking purpose, right? Like, I don't care what 85-year-old George Lucas has to say. George Lucas said all his interesting shit in his 30s and his 40s, right? And like,
so
this is a
true.
thing that like I keep pointing. Maybe that's because the age we are, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
no one has done anything interesting in their fucking 50s except for to have done something as a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old. Like just it hasn't, right? It hasn't happened, right? Like there are people who are like, you know, I don't know, Ian McKellen, right? Who probably didn't get super famous till he was in his 60s or whatever. But I bet his best work is pre being famous, right? Everyone's like, he's Magneto. I'm like, he was better as Richard III probably in his 20s than he was as Magneto or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's just stuff you've never seen, right? Because you had to be so good to get you even the job, you know?
Yeah, but,
which
you know,
I have a whole. I really wanted to talk with you, Captain, about Netflix. So let Netflix right now.
Here we go.
Did this study. Netflix did this study on why they have such high season drop off after season 1. And they're like trying to look into the data and figure this out. And like the whole article is about them figuring out in the data, which I couldn't read it because I read about like half of it, bits of it. I'm like, this is all bullshit because they're not addressing the key thing. The key thing. There's two, in my opinion, there's like 2 to 3 things that why this has happened. Number 1, Netflix. You wait way too long in between seasons to continue. That's number 1. Stranger Thing, case in point, season 1 to season whatever at the end took like 10 years. And that, I mean, you did that. Yeah. And actually, I believe you called it, Captain. After they released it, everything went down. So there was that. Number 2, I think, is nepotism. I think nothing feels new because all we see is the same actors and the kids of those actors still doing the same thing, hitting the same notes. And it's like they think we're still supposed to be impressed at this point. And it's just, it's not. I think in the same way we need term limits on politicians, we need term limits on actors.
Dude,
they cannot show up in so many movies within certain high intervals. It just it's too much.
I just feel like there like aren't any new actors, and like I guess like prove me wrong on the week the Odyssey comes out with only actors you've heard of before, right? And like I don't know. You know, you'd mentioned George Lucas and AI, saying stuff about AI. I thought you were saying Christopher Nolan came out and said something about AI, but I just want to shit on Christopher Nolan this week. Is that cool for a minute? Can we shit
I was
on
going to
Christopher
say,
Nolan?
audience, we can shit on Christopher Nolan. Is it because he did IMAX cameras the whole time?
Let me shit on Christopher Nolan for a couple things. Why not? While we're here, I can do it.
Hold on, audience.
No one else on the internet will shit on him.
No one on the internet is going to shit on Christopher Nolan. You're getting a hot take right now. I can tell you that much.
Seriously, apparently some people shit on for his casting. I couldn't care. But first thing is he was telling this story about how like he had to put his Oscars away while he was writing the Odyssey. And I was like, you didn't write the Odyssey, you fucking weirdo.
Oh, he didn't write the Odyssey.
Like
he took credit for
you're writing an adaptive screenplay. Calm the fuck down.
which is way easier.
And
than
of
writing
course
the Odyssey.
that all goes into like this, like people trying to pitch this like this is an original. This isn't based on a comic book or a previous book. Like this is based on the oldest fucking story we have written down.
Yeah.
Is there an
That's
older
true.
story than the Iliad and the Odyssey? I don't know. How old's Beowulf? Like I don't know. Like, but
No,
like
I think that's like one of the old that one Homer, right? Like it's one
well,
of the
Homer,
oldest.
yeah, Homer,
Yeah.
Homer's the Odyssey, and yeah, right,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
that's one of the.
and it's funny
It's like the
because
best works of fiction
and
too.
he's
That's the
adapting
oldest.
the sequel. The Odyssey's the first sequel, right? The
Yeah.
Iliad goes first. Like
I did
it's
watch
just-
the interview
banana.
on the Odyssey of like I think it was like Tom Holland having it was his first time actually being on like a an IMAX type of set, and he didn't realize
Yeah.
how loud the cameras were, which I didn't either. Apparently they're like loud, and you look if you
Yeah.
watch the videos, I don't know how they're acting through it because it sounds like the best way I can describe it is like machinery and dump trucks just being like beep beep.
Yeah,
You're like,
we
Is IMAX really worth it if that's what you have to go through for it?
so okay, so all right, so now let's shit on Christopher
IMAX?
Nolan specifically as a filmmaker, right?
Okay.
And his like money grab and power grab, and he'll get the video games in some ways and stuff. But like, okay, so like Christopher Nolan is quote unquote making his movies for this IMAX format that there's only like 50 theaters of in the world, right?
And there's only like 8 IMAX cameras in the world.
So
Yeah.
like, so like you, at this point, if you're on the internet, you've seen this dumb stuff where like, this is what it looks like in IMAX, and this is what it looks like. So first of all of that IMAX space is useless, right? Nothing interesting happens there because like they're not idiots. It's all framed for fucking the letterbox.
Yeah, it's like over
It's just like oh, do you want to see more headroom? It's like no, a
this
good
really
movie- so,
detailed headroom.
so it kind of leads into like all of this stuff being framed poorly because it's framed for like multiple different formats, right? And like, but
because they
then
have to take multiple different shots too, right? It's like the opposite of what you need.
like you need to understand that Christopher Nolan fucking hates you. Okay, he fucking hates you. Hey, movie-going artist, Christopher Nolan does not like you. He mixes his movies and shoots his movies for this premium audience, and he doesn't care. The reason his movies always sound so bad, now I've never seen him in the 1,000-channel fucking IMAX theater, right? But he does the sound mix for that, and he goes, I'm done, and just hands it off to people like, hey, figure out a way to mix those 52 tracks down to 2 for most people's fucking cinemas, right? Like, it's fucking bullshit.
He's the J.J. Abrams of directing.
Like, and he does the same shit that all these motherfuckers are doing now, which is like it's such bullshit. They're out there being like, there's no CGI in this movie. There's a fuck ton of CGI in the trailer. I know that, right? And like, it's just as Tom Cruise does it too. All of these motherfuckers who love cinema are fucking burying the people that are doing the fucking work, right? They're like every time one of these motherfuckers is like, there was no CGI in this movie, it devalues all of the hard work of those CGI people. They're like, well, pay them less. People don't want any CGI in the movie, despite the fact that it's a fuck ton. They tried to sell Brad Pitt's fucking F1 movie. They were like, this is all real practical effects or whatever. It was nominated for a visual effects Oscar because it's all CGI, the entire fucking movie, right? Like, there's not a real fucking car shot in it. The same thing with fucking Top Gun. Top Gun, yeah, they flew those guys in the plane and they didn't use any of that footage. Everyone's getting fucking duped, right? And you brought up Netflix earlier, Greeny. In Netflix, the story I thought you were going to is Netflix was like, we actually used AI in 300 of our programs in the past year or whatever. I'm like, well, I can't tell because I didn't watch any of it because it all looked like shit. So I certainly believe you did, right? Like,
you know what's a great movie, and I can't think of the name. I wish I could. Man, it's like a guy versus robots, and it came out not too long ago. But the reason that you made me think of it, The movie Tenet. The movie Tenet with the black guy in it that Christopher Nolan did produced. The guy who plays the main character.
Denzel Washington's kid.
That's Denzel's kid.
Mike,
he's a great actor.
Nobody who
dude.
ain't somebody's. Yeah,
I know, but he's a great actor, man. If that's Denzel's Washington, I actually like him as an actor. He plays in a movie where there's robots, and it feels like the most realist movie I've ever seen because they shot everything up. Yeah, The Creator. Yeah, man, that movie feels so like a real legit movie because they're doing different shots in real places on hills and stuff, and you don't feel like you're watching a movie. It feels like I don't know how to explain it. It's entertaining, and I don't feel like I'm entertained anymore. I feel like all I'm doing is watching really cheaply or highly made soap operas. I just feel like that's all it's become, and I'm like, is this all? It messes with my brain because I'm like, is this what it's always been? And I go back and I try to watch stuff, and it's like, okay, it is levels of always this, but Breaking Bad. The reason Breaking Bad's a great show is because it didn't feel like I was watching a soap opera. Everything's just a stupid soap opera now. Just 2-3 people giving lines on the screen with nothing happening.
And again, man, it's super lazy. And again, it's what happened is they took I say we've cut all the corners. It's a big sphere of nothing, right? Everything is So what you're looking at in so many movies now, let's say take The Mandalorian or something for example, is you're looking at them. The reason they like the volume is because they can have all the CG people just do all the work, and then they can put the camera later. Hey guys, instead of me, the creator, he thought about every single one of the shots and he mapped it all out and we need CGI here, 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 and here, right? And not everywhere else. But The Mandalorian, they're just build us an entire fucking planet in Unreal Engine and we'll put the camera wherever we want, right?
And it's usually just scenes of them walking and talking.
The episode, but again, this is the other thing where people are getting tricked because we're like, oh well, it's boring. It's just 2 people in a room talking. That can be interesting. The episode of Breaking Bad where there's that fly, right? That's just 2 people in a room, but the camera is a passive participant in modern cinema, right? It is just it is exclusively pointed at what's happening. And what's happening is put directly in the center of the frame, right?
This is going to be great. I love that you just set yourself up to do a bunch of cool custom camera angles for this.
I'm not. This is going to be such a bad episode.
God, yeah. No, but I know what you're talking. There's a scene in Breaking Bad where he brings in. It's basically he makes a homemade bomb and he's talking with that one guy who's trying to shake him down, Tuco. And I guess what you're saying is the camera angles are also the thing that creates the tension. And a great example of that, and I'll use Christopher Nolan as an example who uses it well in The Dark Knight, whenever he's doing the different camera angles from Heath Ledger to Christian Bale in that interrogation room. When you watch behind the scenes absolutely. Of how he does it, he's there's never a straightforward frame on frame because it's always showing an angle to show the disposition against the other character. And that's lost now. That doesn't exist anymore. I feel that is the piece missing is people actually making good directors. I don't think people know how to direct anymore, man. I don't think they understand.
I watch, I haven't really people I see clips and stuff of the stuff Steven Spielberg's doing and then, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I can't I can't specifically say any of this is bad because Steven Spielberg's so good at it at this point that he just kind of naturally does some of the rules and ideas as he's just doing a shot. But it's just you look at the shot and you're yes, okay, fine. Yeah, that's a good shot. But it's not speaking to the rest of the film. It's just it's just happening. And it's because no one has any stories to tell, right? It's everything's so culturally fucking bankrupt, right? People were excited Danny McBride's gonna do a fucking G.I. Joe movie. And I'm like, okay, man, like what people need to understand is like you're falling for saying three things. Everyone's been falling for Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon are doing the Odyssey.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Like you say three things and people are like, well, fuck, man, that SEO'd my ass. Right? Like
I think what it really was is just COVID when we're all inside.
Oh yeah.
I think the big trick, and I don't even think it was on purpose.
Look at the difference. Look at the difference between Avengers
Yeah.
Endgame and this next Spider-Man movie, right?
Yeah,
the next
it was just
Spider-Man
like,
movie is
they'll
just
watch
people
anything.
in rooms. Yes,
They'll just watch anything.
Avengers
That's what
Doomsday
they
is going to
thought.
crash the economy.
It's like when you run out of stuff, you'll watch anything. Is their thought? It's
so
what
greedy.
honestly that had to be it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said last week, they thought they had to make all this new content, but they didn't. Like Peacock's just doing great on having The Office, right? You know, but right,
which is probably the best television show we'll never get again. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, you just said a thing, and I was like, Mike, that's where we're going. Oh, Avengers Doomsday is going to crash the economy. I said that a year ago or something.
Yeah, prediction. Captain's
I've
prediction.
I
The
can now
economy of nothing officially starts. Our universe officially starts when Avengers Doomsday crashes the real economy in real life.
So, Mike, here's like what I actually mean, and I've been thinking about it since like I put that back out or whatever on TikTok because it hadn't been up there. It's the first time that this bullshit economy is actually going to be tested, right? They've been able to lie about
test.
No, they've been able to lie. They're like, everyone loves this. Everyone loves that. Everyone loves this other thing, right? Like, this is the first time. No, you need to like get people to leave their house, go somewhere, and give you money. And a lot of them. This isn't a Taylor Swift concert where you can find enough like dads with too much money and daughters who hate them enough that they'll spend tens of thousands of dollars to fill up a stadium, right? Like, you need to get working people to like want to go spend more than what they made that hour on your fucking movie, right? Like,
you think they'll be able to do it?
I don't do like, but here's the thing, right? Is like, we have to we need to live in the world where we pretend like they haven't grinded us down, right? Like, we need to go back to 2019 and be like, oh my God, the Avengers movie where they bringing back Captain America and Robert Downey Jr., that's going to make $4 billion, dude. You think Avengers Endgame is going to make $2 billion? Or Avengers Doomsday. I think that's what Endgame ended up doing.
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen again.
Okay.
Unless it's like enough inflation and time has gone by.
So this is what I'm saying, right? This is the first time that people are going to go, wait, what do you mean? And someone's going to have to, like, someone somewhere who's not me is going to have to come out and be like, oh yeah, well, like the economy's different now. Got like, you know what I mean? Like, someone's going to have to like.
You're saying that someone's not going to be able to fake the numbers on this.
They're not going to be able to tell us that it was the most watched movie of all time. They're not going to be able to do it, right?
Yeah, they're not. That's true. They're not going to.
And even if they try and lie to us, I'm going to be like, Mike, have you seen Avengers Doomsday? And you're like, no. I'm going to talk to everyone I know, and they'll be like, yeah, I saw it once or twice. Like, didn't everyone you know see the other one like 4 times? Now you don't, so like.
I do kind of know what you're talking about because, like, a couple of years ago, like, you couldn't go without like talking about a superhero and people liking them. And now it's like even the actors that play the superheroes don't admit to they were the superhero now because they're just it's oversaturated. People don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
it's old and done. Yeah,
but like, listen, like, they're going to spend $400 million on advertising this movie. It will be unavoidable.
Yeah.
Except for in the theaters where no one's going to go to watch it.
What's crazy is that
because this Spider-Man movie, people are going to hate this. This Spider-Man movie is going to make us $1 billion
to try to make it work. They try to spend any amount of, and I can prove it. I know how they will spend any amount of money to make it work. And you know the perfect example of this, Mike?
What's that?
It is Ezra Miller as the Flash. Because that kid literally like kidnapped people and like created a cult and was abusive and I think like raped a girl and like this is all right before Flash come out. And they're like, bury it.
And James Gunn was like, this is the greatest superhero movie ever made. A quote from James Gunn, right? when I was like, oh, well, you took that money, didn't you? And
Well,
then,
first off, there's no way it could be because the way he runs in the movie is so annoying. It's so annoying. Like everybody who's ever watched the Flash TV show, liked a Flash comic, played with a Flash action figure, no one in their mind was like, yeah, I like the way Ezra Miller decided to showcase his running ability. Like no one has thought that ever.
dude, but
It's terrible. It's like
dude,
it's terrible.
But
Mike. I hate
but
it.
again, this is why Avengers Doomsday is the one, right? Is because like all this other stuff, there's so many excuses, right? And the reason Avengers Doomsday is gonna be it is because this Spider-Man movie is gonna make a bunch of money. It's gonna make a shit ton of money. Yes.
Which one? There's a new Spider-Man movie?
The new Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out. He's going to fight
There's
the
always
Hulk. All right.
Yeah. I
Here's
know.
the thing.
There's too many. I'm kind of done with Spider-Man at this point, and I love Spider-Man. I'm going to see it, but I'm just like, dude, can y'all like make another successful character that isn't Spider-Man? They won't do it.
The last one was bad. And maybe the internet's coming around to my way of thinking, but at the time I was like, I really didn't like that guys. And they were like, yeah, but what about when the other guys showed up? I was like, yeah, but like that was the movie. That was it. That's all they had was that the other people were there and they were in rooms together. Right?
Oh
like
yeah, isn't it gonna be like Man Spider in this one or something?
But like my point is like this is a Spider-Man movie, so it's gonna do great, right? But like this is the last hurrah. Because people are going to dislike the ever-loving shit out of this movie, Mike. This is going to be a bad movie that people are going to finally be like, oh, right? Like what are they doing, Mike? It has to like.
I think so. I mean, I'm done with Spider-Man. I really am.
Yes.
I mean, I think everything's been told that's interesting.
Like, I wouldn't think Avengers Doomsday was going to crash the economy if Spider-Man wasn't coming out first. But since Spider-Man's coming out first, it will get the boost of people going, oh, man, I've really wanted to see an MCU thing, right? Which Doomsday then won't have.
I think the thing that killed it for it is before Avengers Doomsday. I think the Fantastic Four movie killed it. Like I think we'll look back and we'll be like, that was the moment that we should have all known that it was never going to get better ever again. Because think about this, they were sitting on the fact that they had the Fantastic Four license forever, and they had all this time to think and prepare of how they could like make it good, and they didn't do that at all.
It's
they
so
made a terrible
crazy
movie.
that they decided to make a bad
it's
movie.
So bad, dude. It's so bad.
I can't get like. It's weird. I have not thought about that movie really since.
You could have just remade the original Fantastic Four with Chris. Just remake that one. It would have been better than what we got. Like the exact same formula would have worked better.
The crazy thing about that movie is that's not like the weirdest thing about so many of these movies is like they had like a better version before, like because a bunch of the stuff at the beginning of that movie, if I remember correctly, where they like just ran through them fighting some people. That was all like in the movie. Like there's one part where he kicks a gorilla and I'm like, no, they filmed stuff with John Malkovich, and he was playing a guy and they cut all that out so that like they could sit around and do nothing for 2 hours.
Yeah, and they didn't even make it interesting, dude. They didn't even make it interesting. Like at least like we've talked about this before. You know, when they all had to like stay inside the apartment and not go outside. Like, I mean, the jokes and the antics that were happening were more fun back then than anything being believable at all in this one. It was terrible.
I mean, that's another thing, right? It's like this movie is supposed to be like, oh, we're bringing the Avengers and the old X-Men and the Fantastic Four together. And I'm like, okay, like those are three such wildly like people's emotional states on these things are so like different. Like, do you know, like the idea that it's like, oh my God, the original OG X-Men from the year 2002 and these guys that were in this one movie people didn't like. You know,
Awesome. Great. You're gonna have a good
like,
time there.
It just
Yeah.
it's so like it is it I don't know. We'll see, man. I mean, I could be wrong. Like I hope that the economy goes on forever or whatever. But like I don't know. Greenie, I was taking the future before it happened. So maybe I'm wrong because no one in the very distant future cares about any of this. But it just like that. So that's the only point I wanted to make as I was thinking about it. Is like this is a rubber meets the road. Like they're like, we're selling 1 million graphics cards. I'm like, yeah, to each other and in a circle. We're selling a bunch of tickets. I'm like, no, Ticketmaster and all those places like buy them and store them, and like that's not really. They're selling ghost tickets and all these. You know what I mean? This is like, no, this is people have to like buy their movie ticket and go to the movies for this thing when gas will be $6.
Yikes. You hate to hear it.
You hate to hear it. I mean, we'll be on the 4th or 5th Iran war at that point, right?
Well, hey, join the Patreon, become a member, have a say. Economyofnothing.com.
Economyofnothing.com. Hey guys, how was this episode? Not very good. Well, wait till next week.
And if you'd like to reach out to us, go to economyofnothing@gmail.com. And we would love to have a segment where we could read from the mailbag every time. Except
Greenie, cut the engines.
Cut the engines, Captain.
Greenie, you see that over there on this off the starboard bow?
Yeah, absolutely, Captain. What do you want me to do about it?
I think that's the Skull Pirate flagship.
Yeah, it definitely is. Those douchebags
Greenie,
are back.
What would the skulls be doing here? Greenie, there's only one possible explanation. Postman Bobberts must have been working for the Skull Pirates and have delivered the package to them. Or he's been caught in transit. But this guy seemed like a shady character.
Postman Bobbert? He wouldn't do such a thing, would he?
But what about Marshall Roberts?
Joe Roberts totally would.
Okay, we'll leave this in for the patrons. But so I was thinking last week when I didn't have time because I couldn't really figure it out. But I was thinking that that Postman Bobbert's ship, that the mystery box is
a bigger version of himself. That's what I think. It's just a bigger version of himself.
Yeah, like that's exactly what I thought. It's like it's that same thing, like except for like the front's like a windscreen or something. But I couldn't figure out how to do the interior in time. But yeah, I think that next week that's where we are is like we open with Skulk and Scoliosis trying to like get in, and then Captain and Mr. Green are gonna infiltrate, right?
Yeah. I just knew that's where you were going with it. Like, what else could it be?
I mean, unless you have a better, listen, like,
no, that's the best idea.
Patrons, we go with the best idea we have until someone comes up with something else. That's our rule, right? Like. So yeah, so that like when you see Skulk there and he's looking to the right or whatever, in my mind there was like a ship that was shaped like
it's just a giant Marshall Roberts in space.
Yeah, but that's how you know that he's that he's lying is because the ship doesn't have a mustache. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
But I think that'll be good. No, but thankfully, I think we've solved that problem for a while. He's turned off, so we don't have to deal with him for a bit.
Thank God. I can't do Marshall or Postman anymore. I need him gone.
Yeah. All right.
He'll be a relic. He'll be a relic of that comes back the last season.
Yeah. EconomyNothing.com, Patreon.com/EconomyNothing. Give us some money so that I feel more financially safe to draw pictures during the day.
Thanks, everyone. We really appreciate
everyone.
it. They subscribes, and shares, and everything. It's a good time.
Some are better than others. Did we say anything? Were there any real hot takes? Did we have a hot take?
Nah, not today.
Hey, everyone. Do better.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right, I'll stop there.
Sorry. I think in your mind, you'll find later that was actually a hot take.
I just shot Mr. Green, so I'm not gonna have any fucking problem shooting you, buddy.